killed in the past 3 days in the latest fighting between Israel and Hamas. 10 News reporter Steve Fiorina joins us now live from the newsroom with a look at how the conflict in the Middle East is affecting people in San Diego. Steve?
Many of those, as you know, Hal, have loved ones there. There are lives in the balance, no matter which side you support. We talked with several people today with very different views on that Mideast conflict and our involvement.
Claire Ellman has a deep love for Israel, something she's passed along to her children. All three are there right now, and 2 grandkids.
It's a very scary time. It's a scary time. Our son could be called up to the reserves, even though he would never go to the front lines. He could replace others who do go to the front lines. And our daughter and son-in-law and 2 kids, it's a great concern. And you know, it's one of the risks you take when you go and live in a country that's constantly at war.
But as much as she worries for their safety, she's absolutely supportive of their choice to live abroad.
I'm not urging my children to come home. They're Zionists, and they want to go back to Israel and defend the country that they believe very strongly in. And it's hard. Yes, of course, we'd love them to come home, but I would never ask them to do that, and I don't believe that they will ever do that.
She's certain, too, that the next generation will believe just as strongly.
These are 2 grandchildren, Ayelet and Ami, who will go into the Israeli army too when they're finished high school and defend their country.
Just down the street, in front of the congregation Adat Yeshurun synagogue, a woman with a protest sign.
I'm just one person, and I don't think it's right, so I'm standing up.
Also against the war in Iraq, she blames Israel for the recent increased violence there.
They say this was a retaliation, but this was in planning from 6 months to 2 years. So this is not retaliation, this is just a wholesale massacre.
Inside the gates of the synagogue, her words and actions are labeled as inappropriate.
Americans are involved in this situation in the Middle East because they understand the absolute responsibility of supporting the only democracy in the Middle East, which is Israel, which unfortunately lives in a very bad neighborhood.
And in that neighborhood has been primarily an air assault thus far, bombs being dropped and missiles launched. A ground assault has not yet been